Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Thursday, the 7th of July. These are the charts of the day, and as we do every Thursday, a review of the swing trades that are still in play. We have about 20 of them. Let's take a look at the charts on ABC Alfred starters. The bottom platform breakout, another little wedge, and today broke out again, jumping 89 cents or 8.5%. The volume didn't pick up much, but it was still 2.5 million and steady, and it's just about above resistance now. My targets are going to be a test of 12.5, then maybe 15 or better. ACTG came down after the breakout, but held the trend line, and it looks to me bouncing again. It's not spectacular, but I like the way this is set up, and I think 6 and maybe 7.25 might be doable in the next few weeks. AFRM, after breaking out and pulling back, it's tested twice, forming a V bottom of the platform, right back up to resistance. Actually took out the declining top sign a little bit, slightly. If we can get a follow through tomorrow, get this to 24.20, I think you'll see 26 and 29. CPMG with a V bottom right-handed extension breakout, a 2-day little mini flag. Let's look at it on the 15-minute chart. There's your flag pattern. See it? So if that is the case and we're headed higher, we're looking at 19 as a target. Beyond that, 24. CRSP forming a bottom, looks like after a long decline. Backed and filled from the wedge, broke out 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row now. The stock has advanced from 60 to 79. And there's a little bit of overhead resistance in this range that if it gets to 87, it could take off into the mid 90s, even 100. DQ, a tech trader swing in the semiconductor area from China, broke out of the base pattern that formed, pulled back and tested the breakout point and ran up, and now again charging through what looks like resistance here. Today's gain of $10 or 15% was a very solid move, came with good volume. I'm looking for a breakout above the 80 range and a move into the 90 zone. Funko breaks out of a base, backs and fills, breaks out again, and then fills the gap. Runs up again, and now up 4 days in a row. Today's gain of 91 cents or 3.5%. Has it sending, I think, a test of the May, June, July highs of last year at 27. We get through that, 30 is your target. Food Tuesday swing trade in play, breaked out, wedge, popped out, but wedge again. It looks like the next target might be 65. LABU now up 4 days in a row, and a big volume at that. Has moved off the $4 range to the 970 range. It's on 971 high today, which is right not far from resistance, kind of coming in around 985, 88. So we're at a zone now that may create some problems. But if we get through it, I'm looking at 11.5, 12 on the next target. Lucid, another swing trade with a V bottom, a platform that appears to be basing. Today popped $1.38 or 7.5%. This is what we have to contend with. 20 and 3/4. You get through that, I think the stock goes into 24 and maybe 27.8 zone. NIO, one of the Chinese automotive stock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up to resistance and a pullback, but it held. And today snapped back to $1.64, 8%. If this continues, the targets are 26 and 30. Omeros with a big pop. We put a swing on it right there when it broke out, but it backed off. It came on again, holding support. Today's gain of 36 cents or 10% has me thinking it's going to try and take out 5 again. If it does, targeting 6.25 and 7. Palantir in a slow rising channel, but it has resistance up around the 10.75 range, your target. You get through that, 13. QURE based, breakaway gap, moving averages crossed over, came back down from the little wedge here, flag, popped inside day and popped again today, up $1.70 more, 8.5%. That's a breakout to about a 6-month high. I'm looking now for 26. RPTX swing trade, popped through, 2-day flag. Targets, 45, 52. RPTX, breakaway gap, run up from a coil, and today broke out. Up 3 days in a row. It reached its high 16.24, but backed off to 15.59. It was still up about 3.7%. Nevertheless, I'm going to see I need better volume, and your next target is 18.5, 19. Snow, long decline, breaks out there, pulls back and forth for 4 days and tests the moving averages, which are crossing over, and then runs up to resistance from the May snapback high, 159.60 is resistance. We get through that, we're looking at 175 and 190. SWIR popped out, pull back, tested, ran up and tested and back again. So basically it's back and filled in this area, but it has an ascending bull wedge. And if I don't miss my guess, 32 is your target. TAL, an educational, Chinese educational stock, a steady rising channel, but there's a double top there, and that's resistance at 6. You get through that, targeting 6 3/4 and 8. And finally, Veru extended its recent snapback off support, but after getting to resistance at 15.32, it backed off. Nevertheless, I still think if it gets through this entire range of resistance, it could blow into the high teens, low 20s. And that's the take on some of the hot stocks at TechTrader.com tonight. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you tomorrow with TGIF. Good night.